Well, hey everyone on TikTok, this is Stafon, the owner and operator of Stafon Salon. And today I'm going to be taking my hair from the Spire Red to a Platinum White Silver Blonde. So this is before, so this is step one. I haven't shampooed my hair for a couple days, so the natural oils are gonna help protect the scalp from the bleach. It's better than putting oil actually in your hair is to use your own natural sebum. Hey everyone, this is Stefan, and this is part 2 of going from this fire red to platinum blonde, white, silver, whatever color you want to call it. So the first thing I did was put on some gloves because you want to protect your hands and skin, and I put on an apron. This one is wrinkly, but that's because I didn't put it. I got a lot of aprons in here, so this is just one that I had over on this side of the salon. But anyway, it's to protect my shirt from the bleach. Alright, so I got the bleach mixed up. I started off with the 20 volume. Normally I'll put in a 40 volume or even more if I'm really trying to kick it out. But since I have color in my hair, I want to kind of do it gently. If I had virgin hair, I would just blow it out with a higher volume because I could. So, like I said, since I have color all the way down to the root, I'm going to treat this as virgin hair. Typically, a lot of salons will do a color remover beforehand. I actually have some color remover, this one's, but I'm not going to do that because it does the same thing bleach does. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to put the whole process on here just because it will get boring and these videos would be super long. But the first part that everyone seems to miss when they're bleaching the hair is the hairline. So first thing I always do is I start at the front because that's the part everyone sees. Now, if I was working on a client, I would do this a little differently. I would actually section and part the hair. But since my hair is fairly short and it's treating it like virgin hair, I'm going to do it this way. Now, typically when you add bleach to the scalp area, it's going to lift faster because it's warmer. But when you're going platinum white, you have to do a second processing anyway. I'd rather do the root area first. That way the scalp's not burning when you're doing the second part, because then you don't have to put the bleach on the root area as much because it's already way lighter than the rest of the hair. Alright, so I'm going to finish the hairline and then I'm going to do the rest of it and I'll be back for part 3. Well, hey everyone, it's Stefan, and this is part 3. So the hair is saturated from roots to ends with the bleach, and now I'm under the hood dryer for 20 minutes. This is a special developer that actually cuts the time in half, and it also is safer to use with bleach. So I'll be back after this is done, and then we'll probably have to process it again, because when you're going white or platinum, you have to process several times. So it's going to take 20 minutes. And so this is probably going to turn, I would say, like an orangey color, because you get through the color stages from brownish red to bright red to dark orange to bright orange, and then orange yellow. So our goal is to get to a really pale yellow, like the inside of a banana, before I tone it. So that is going to be the goal for this. I kind of like these hood dryers. They look like little alien pods. What's nice about this type of developer is it only requires like a medium heat. I've used this quite effectively to take people to platinum white blonde. After 2 processes, anyway, let's I'll shut this off so we can continue on. Okay, so this is 20 minutes under the hood dryer. As you can see, I still got, looks like coral orange with some little bits of red. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back over it with some more pre-lightener, this time with the 10 volume. And I'm gonna leave that in for a full hour so it can process and pull out all the remaining color. And then after that's done, we'll see what next steps I need to take. So this was a 20 volume under the hood dryer with a special developer for only 20 minutes. Now I'm going to go back over it with a 10 volume. So typically you leave bleach in the hair up to an hour. So with the 20 minutes under the dryer, that cut my time in half. So now I'm about to go back over it again to pull out the remaining color. Hi everyone, it's Stafon, and this is part 4. So what I ended up doing is going back over it after I rinsed it out. I put in a 10 volume developer with my bleach. So what's cool about the 10 volume, you can leave it in up to an hour. It processes a lot slower, which means it should get all this orange out and stuff. I did use a developer that requires the hood dryer again, so I'm going to do 20 minutes under the dryer and then process it air temperature the rest. And then I'll come back and show you the results. Now this is so let's do a recap. So in part 1 I talked about it. Part 2 I applied the 20 volume developer with some bleach and sat under this dryer for 20 minutes, and then I rinsed it out, and then I applied this 10 volume. So this would be the second time, and I'll do another 20 minutes and see how that goes. So then we'll be at 40 minutes of pre-lightener. And because I had previous bright red hair color in it, we'll see if I need to do a third pre-lightener to get the rest out, or if it's going to be light enough to accept a toner. So I'm going to sit under the dryer for 20 minutes, and then I'll rinse it out, possibly, or I'll let it set in for the full hour to make sure that all the orange is out. Okay guys, I'm back. So it's been 20 minutes under the hood dryer. It's getting there. Now with the violet bleach on, it's gonna, of course, camouflage the yellow and orange, so it's gonna look lighter than it really is. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this cool down for another 40 minutes, and then I'll rinse it out. And I'll probably go ahead and tone it tomorrow, and then I'll show you the results. Okay, so at this point, it's been on 30 minutes, and it looks like it's getting there, so I'm gonna leave it on another 30 minutes. Hey everyone, this is Stafon, and this is part 5. So I rinsed out the second bleach process. So it's to the yellow stage. I'm gonna dry it to see how light of yellow it is. And tomorrow I think I'm gonna tone it. Because as you can see, anytime you double process your hair, your scalp does get a little irritated. So I like to give it some time to rest. That way the pH goes down and then you're able to tone it. And if it's not quite pale enough, I might do a third bleaching tomorrow with the 10 volume, just a light bleaching and then a toner. So that will be part 6. Hey everyone, it's Stafon. So anyway, this is the color that it turned out after 2 bleachings. And it's a level 9 yellow, so that means it's got some pale yellow mixed in with some yellow. But for the toner to take, I definitely want to get it to pale yellow, so I am going to bleach it one more time. And I only say that because I had box dye in my hair. Well, professional hair color, but most people would call it box dye. And so when you're going from fire red to platinum, anytime you have artificial pigment in your hair, it's really hard to get it all out. So if I had virgin hair, 2 bleaches, this would have been pale yellow, it would have been ready. But because I had that color in my hair, I still have to do one more bleaching to get it to that level 10. So I'm going to do that. I was debating on using a 10 volume, but I'm going to go ahead and just do a 20 just so I can blow it out. And then I'll tone it. So I mixed up the bleach, and this is a 20 volume. As you can see, it's like a creamy consistency. I also put some India oil in it, so that's going to help protect the hair. Okay, so I changed my mind. I decided to go ahead and put the 10 volume bleach back in it because I think 20 would be a little too strong. So I'm going to set under the dryer for 20 minutes. And hopefully I'll get to the pale yellow. And so this will be triple bleaching. So 20 minutes the first time, 20 minutes the second time under the dryer with room temperature for the 40 minutes. So that was 1 hour. So that's an hour and a half, and then another 20 minutes. And then my scalp's pretty red, so I probably will not tone it till tomorrow. So this is part 6. So I guess part 7 is where I'll have the reveal. Okay, so I put on a cap and now I'm under the dryer. So I'm gonna sit here for 20 minutes, let this process. And then I'm gonna rinse it out because I think it will be to pale yellow. Okay, it's been 20 minutes under the dryer and I'm going to shampoo it out now. Okay, so I have some shampoo in it and I'm rinsing it out, and then I'm gonna put some conditioner in it. So as you can see, it's pale yellow, so when I tone it tomorrow, it's gonna be pretty white. All that's left now is just to dry it and then tone it tomorrow. Hey everyone, it's Stafon, and this is part 7. So I went ahead and put some toner in my hair. Before I did that, I actually gave myself a haircut. So I took the side shorter and I left the bangs longer, and it's a cute little haircut. Let me show you all the hair that I've cut off. So this is how much hair I ended up cutting off from the sides and top. It's pale yellow, but I was not liking the way I look like a mop head with all that white hair just hanging down. So I figured a haircut is what I needed, and I gave myself a haircut last year and it turned out really cool, so I went ahead and did it again this year. Okay, so I toned my hair and now I'm just drying it, and then I'll style it and show you what it looks like. And this is how the color turned out. It turned out a really pretty platinum white, and I really like the haircut. This is a haircut that I did a couple years ago, and I decided I would go back with it. And the fact that I cut it myself, so I cut my hair last year, and then this year I decided to do it again, so hope you like it. And this is the haircut that I did a couple years ago. So I was pretty much trying to do something like that. And if that looks familiar to you, that was around the same time that Jack Frost was super popular. So I've always liked that color, and of course his is a little bit longer on the sides, but it's pretty much the same type of hair color and texture. And I took mine a little bit shorter on the sides than he had, but I got the textured top. Overall, I think it's a good color. And this is just the direct deposit color. Maybe in a day or so, if my scalp feels better, I will put an actual toner in it to make it more silvery. But yeah, this took, let's see, half an hour the first bleach in, 1 hour second bleach in, half an hour third bleaching, and about 20 minutes for the toner. So all in all, about 3 hours total, spread out to 2 days.